So break it down for us, Robert. Why is a stimulus going to crash the economy and impoverish the poor and the middle class?
First, you have the U.S. Treasury, and then you have the Fed, the central banks. So the way money is created is the U.S. Treasury creates a bond. Okay? It's an IOU from guess who? The taxpayers. That's why they screw the working class.
Okay, so let me say what Lenin said. The best way to destroy the capitalist system is to debauch the currency. So what they do is when they print all that money, taxes, and more taxes. So you look at what Biden's proposing, he's going to print $4 trillion and he's going to raise taxes. So what they're trying to do is stimulate inflation. It's Gresham's law. Bad money drives out good money. And so all the money these Democrats or whoever they are proposing, it's just going to print more fake money, more bad money. And violating Gresham's law brought to power a man named Adolf Hitler, which cost, 20-something million lives, and all counted in. And as you know from being from South Africa, Zimbabwe violated Gresham's law. So every time Gresham's law is violated, we have massive problems. Well, if I could step back historically, is in 1964, I was 17 years old, and I noticed a silver, my dime had a copper tinge around the edge of it. And I thought that was really strange. Why does a silver dime have copper on it? And the quarter had a copper edge on it too. A silver quarter had copper, and so did the half dollar. But that was when I became a gold and silver buck. So that's why I love Icke, because I've been in silver since 1964, and I bought my first gold coin in Vietnam, actually in Hong Kong, in 1972, when it was illegal for Americans to own gold. I'm an Japanese American.
Break it down a little bit more simpler for us. What is Gresham's law, and why does this free money ultimately serve against the interests of the middle class?
Well, because it only makes them poorer. Okay, so let me say what Lenin said. The best way to destroy the capitalist system is to debauch the currency. So what they do is when they print all that money, and the next guy here, another favorite of mine, I'm a former U.S. Marine, and what Marx said is that there was only one way to kill capitalism, and that is by taxes, and more taxes. So you look at what Biden's proposing, he's going to print $4 trillion, and he's going to raise taxes. So what they're trying to do is stimulate inflation. But that makes it harder for the poor and middle class to survive. And so they feel good. They get this free check, it's going to be universal basic income, or MMT, which I call a Marxist monetary theory. It's bad money. It has never worked throughout history. And when you and I talk about Zimbabwe was the breadbasket of Africa,
Yeah.
the rich country in Africa. And it used to be a Rhodesia named after Cecil Rhodes. And the moment Mugabe started printing all that fake money in Zimbabwe went from being the richest country in Africa to the poorest. It's Gresham's law. Bad money drives out good money. And so all the money these Democrats or whoever they are proposing, it's just going to print more fake money, more bad money. And it's going to drive out good money, which is good for gold and silver and some crypto. But the Biden plan is just going to drive out. It's not going to work. You look at Gresham's law here, it didn't work since the time of the Romans. When they were filing off the edges of their coins to get the silver out of the coins. It didn't, and violating Gresham's law brought to power a man named Adolf Hitler, which cost, 20-something million lives, and all counted in. And as you know from being from South Africa, Zimbabwe violated Gresham's law. So every time Gresham's law is violated, we have massive problems.
The way money is created 71 and today is first you have the US Treasury, and then you have the Fed, the central banks, the Bank of Japan, Bank of Tokyo, and then you have the big banks, Wall Street banks. So this would be Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, and all this. So the way money is created is the US Treasury creates a bond. Okay, it's an IOU from guess who? The taxpayers. That's why they screw the working class. So this bond goes to the Fed or the European Central Bank or the Bank of Japan. This is fake money today. And then this guy send money to the big banks. This is called quantitative easing. It's also called printing money. Okay, they call it quantitative easing. And this money then goes to the rich.
So the Biden plan is going to make it 10 times worse. That's my concern. Today, it's coming soon. We're going to have negative interest rates. I don't know how they can do that. But if you deposit $100 in the bank, when I was a kid, I got 15% interest. So I put $100 in the bank, and a year later, I got $115. Today, you put $100 in the bank, and you got to pay the bank $15. and they're printing it. So the value of the dollar is going down, but the price of keeping the bank keeps going up. They charge you to keep your money in the bank. The Fed just announced they're going to keep interest rates low for about 5 more years. Well, that means my generation, we're screwed because Wells Fargo is not going to pay dividends anymore. For pensions to operate, you need about a 7% return. And because they suppressed the interest rates, just like they suppressed COVID, what a fake that was, but they suppressed interest rates and they suppressed COVID, it kills everybody. It's killing everybody. So for the young at heart and all this, the way out of this is to be an entrepreneur. You see, I don't need the stock market to make money. And I really don't need the real estate market to make money because I already bought my property long ago. So I just cash coming in. But the real advantageous thing here is this little cell phone. But, you know, we can take ideas like books and games and things like this and create our own. And this ships it out to the world. So I'm not stuck to the stock market or the real estate market or the bond market. I just am an entrepreneur who uses technology to make a lot of money.
Well, it stands to reason then, Robert, that if we do have all of this inflation and all of this stimulus and taxes being raised, that to your point, gold and silver seem to be the best hedge against that. Is that what you advocate? Is that how people should be protecting themselves against this?
Well, that's why I said in 1964 when I was 17, I didn't know it at the time. When I saw that copper tinge around the US dime, and I went, something is wrong. But intuitively, human beings know what real is and what fake is. And then when Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard, that's why I'm looking for gold. But throughout history, every time they've done this, it doesn't end well. So that's why I've been saying buy silver, buy gold. Now this is the problem, as some of you guys know, the price of silver goes down, but you can't buy it. You can't find it in the stores. There's a shortage of silver. And the same with gold. You know, I was trying to buy gold the other day and they said, I'm sorry, we can't deliver it to you. But the price isn't going up. So that means it's manipulated to me. I could be wrong, I'm not an expert on it. But for years and years and years, I've been saying, buy silver, buy gold, because that's real money, not ETFs, real gold, real silver, and keep it in safes far away from your house.